Hello everyone and welcome back to the Trumbull Valley base reviews. We are here at our final base, and in order to get it I had to reset the map because some dummy heads were stuck here. But we are doing the Farmland Compound. Gosh, I can't talk. This base is dead center of the map. It is a 6-man 3500 influence base and is, just go ahead and say it nice and early, my favorite base on this map. It is quite handy and quite powerful indeed, and you don't have to have a ton of people to get into it. The description is a heavily modified homestead that once provided beds, hot meals, and medical care to anyone in need. The place is abandoned now, but its specialized facilities are still in surprisingly good shape. It comes with 4 parking slots, a refugee clinic that, if I'm not mistaken, we will have to repair, but it's the same as a infirmary level 3. It comes with sturdy bunkhouses that give 6 beds, or I believe you can upgrade it to where it'll give you 8, but it'll take away some morale. And then you have a backyard barbecue pit, which is like having just a normal kitchen. And those are the only built-ins, which I like. There's only 3. That means we should have lots of space to build. But without further ado, let us go ahead and move in. When you come back from the black screen, I'll have it built up for you. Alright, and welcome back everyone. The sun is starting to rise, so let's get on with this review. As I said, I'd have it nice and built up for you so that we could go over everything that you can and cannot do here. So, for starters, it does have 2 parking spots, or 4 parking spots. It has 2 on either side of the base. I'm not the biggest fan of split parking, but it works. The storage that it comes with is just your standard storage. I just upgraded it. There's nothing particularly unusual about it. Same with the command center, just a standard command center. It doesn't have any special perks that I'm aware of. Then we'll come up here to the backyard barbecue pit. Just a standard kitchen. It does nothing crazy. I just threw a comfy chair in it to make it kind of useful. The grill stuff up is kind of neat, but it doesn't last super long. But oh my gosh, I hate when these people start talking. Okay, anyways, next is the refugee clinic. This is the same as a level 3 infirmary, so it gives us everything a level 3 would allow. It does cost, obviously, 1 material and 2 meds per day to have, but it does have a slot. It is a built-in, but you do have to repair it. Then the sturdy bunkhouses, as I said, it'll give you 6 beds. It costs 1 material, and then if you wanted to, you can do this, and it will rearrange, give you the additional 2 beds to give you a max of 8, but it will come at a morale penalty. So I believe it's like 3 or 5 morale per person that it will affect. So yeah. Oh. Uh-oh. There we go. So overall, not worth it. Keep the 6. It's built in, so I mean, you don't have a choice, but just leave it at 6 beds, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. Now, for the stuff that you can build in, there are 3 small slots and 4 large slots. So we will start with the small slots, as we usually do, up here in the storage room. Just for the sake of keeping it interesting, I put the gym inside. And as always, I have my free weights to give me that extra health. but I put it inside. I'm as everyone has probably learned by now, a big fan of the gym. I like my health. I like to play like a dummy. I'm not extremely cautious by any means. So that helps me play like I tend to play. Workshop, for obvious reasons, it does have a salvage furnace on it too, so I can scrap some stuff. But it it's stereotypical. Need it to make bombs and all that good stuff. So, little explaining needed there. And then I also put a still. If you've been watching very many of these episodes, you've learned that the still is my favorite way to make money. I use it to burn up food because it is a very easy resource to come by to create my beer, and then I will call in traders from the trade depot to buy more food and other supplies that I need by selling that beer, and the cycle continues. Pretty fantastic little strategy and a segue onto our large facilities. So obviously, trade depot with a comfy chair. Fantastic combination. And now we'll get into the 6-bed thing. So earlier I said you want to leave this at 6 beds, even if you have 8 people, just leave it at the 6, because you can build your lounge in one of these large slots. 4 large slots is a lot, so it can be a little pick and choose on what you want. These two are the primary. These are the ones that you need. If you get up to a lounge level 2, that will give you 2 beds plus the 6 beds from the bunkhouses. That gives you 8 beds total, no morale loss. Boom. Don't waste your time and take a morale hit when you have absolutely no need to. And then when you get it to level 3, if you have not seen before, you can watch training videos and it will passively train everybody's skills. That way you don't have to risk them out in the field trying to get their combat or anything like that upgraded. And it does work on 5th skills as well. So if you have, someone that is very weak but has a good 5th skill that you need, right then and there, you can just spam that out and you will end up getting it maxed out. Say you're wanting to do painkillers and you need a pharmacology. You can use this to get someone leveled up relatively quickly so that you can unlock that 5th skill. Now that we're done with the 2 main ones that we need, I decided to put a field hospital, just for the sake of the dual primary care, which is a pretty cool ability. I don't often build it when doing this, but since I was doing the lounge level 3, I figured I'd go ahead and put the field hospital. Which, if you did not know, you can go to the field hospital and you can activate primary care, and then you can also have an infirmary and activate primary care there as well. So now you have the benefits of both primary cares. So you'll have we'll just double it up right here. We'll have a plus 100 max health and a minus 90% injury chance. Then you can also turn this on if you have, they took the, they nerfed it a little bit more, but they took away, it used to be able to block you from getting blood plague, but if you look at my health bar, it is ridiculous. I mean, I could probably close combat a juggernaut right now if I truly wanted to. And that can be tremendously healthy. Quite expensive, but tremendously useful. And then my last one, since you unlock it on Trumbull Valley, I figured I'd build it. It's the good old Haven device. This thing isn't super useful. It is, but it isn't. It will keep zombies away from your base. but I just figured I'd put it up since you unlock it on Trumbull Valley by doing the quests through the dock up here. You will have a quest pop to come meet the doctor, and if you follow that quest line through, you will end up unlocking the Haven device. It costs 25 parts per day. If you have electricity, it extends the area of effect, and if you have water, it will reduce that parts cost. But yes, that is how I built up this base. Some notable things that you could do, which I almost did myself, is I almost ran with a workshop, an armory, and a forge, and then I was going to put salvage furnaces in each one, so I could have the triple salvage furnace, and then I could just salvage everything for silly amounts of parts, which each part sells for 1 influence. So if I had, 10,000 parts, I could sell those and get 9,999 influence without a thought in the world. And when you reach a point where you've blown up as many plague hearts as this community has blown up, you tend to end up with quite a few guns and quite a few melee weapons, because this is even after I've already cleaned up a lot of it. So that is a very notable mention. This is, if it weren't for Whitney Field being able to farm influence the way you can by ringing the dinner bell, this would be the strongest map in the game, in my opinion. But since Whitney Field does exist and it can do that, this would be probably number 2 in my opinion. I mean, everything about this base is just strong. The location is dead center in a bunch of fields, so you can literally go any direction, and it does not matter. It is just as simple as could be to get anywhere. The facilities you can build, I mean, I've got everything that I want. I've got my gym, I've got my workshop, my still, I've got a clinic. I don't really care about those other 2 built-ins. It would be nice if I could build them, but, it's whatever. And then having all 4 of these large slots gives me just some crazy customization that I can do. I can run with my 2 meta items, and then from there I can kind of add stuff in. I could tear down the field hospital and put in a forge so that I could do at least double on the furnaces, and that alone is a ton of parts. Or I could do, like I said, and put an armory and a forge. There's just an endless amount. I mean, if I wanted to tear down the trade depot, I could put a auto shop, forge, armory, and do 4 times the furnace and get even more stuff. I mean, this base is just limitless in the different combinations that you can run, and I love it. This is it's up there. It is one of my favorites. I always try to play at this base when I'm on Trumbull Valley, just because I enjoy building it. I enjoy the location. I enjoy, everything about it. Even looking around the base, I mean, it has pretty views. The trees are gorgeous. If you want to talk about aesthetics, because I know some people prefer those. But yeah, this is where we will wrap it up. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode and this series, because this is the last part of Trumbull Valley. Not sure where we're going to go next, but if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I appreciate you all for your time, and I will see you in the next episode.